Welcome back to the pop culture discussion. I am your host Robert, and I'm jumping straight back onto the Invincible train because I just love Invincible that much, with my ranking of the top 20 strongest main characters in the Invincible comics. Now, by main characters, I'm only counting characters who have a decent amount of character development within the series. Otherwise, this entire list would just be made up of mostly Viltrumites, and that's completely unfair to everyone else. Also, I completely avoided any major spoilers in my previous Invincible video, but the gloves are completely off with this one as I dive headfirst into main characters at their strongest, their weakest, and their deaths. So here is your major spoiler and graphic imagery warning if you don't want important character arcs of Invincible to be spoiled for you. Number 20, Cecil Stedman. Although Cecil might not have any powers of his own, the impressively huge scale access he has to weaponry, gadgets, intelligence, and armies of superheroes to call upon to his aid make him a valuable threat or ally within the Invincible universe. Cecil's manipulating mindset and battle strategies also keep him alive against much stronger foes for longer than expected throughout the series, as he was only finally defeated from within when Robot decided to take over Earth. And Robot knew how big of a threat Cecil was because he was literally the first person Robot killed within his takeover plan. Number 19, Armstrong Levy. Quite possibly the first real major threat that Invincible faces besides Omni-Man, Armstrong's multiverse, portal powers, superior intelligence, and enhanced tech made him a truly terrifying threat for our main hero, creating the Invincible War and causing the destruction of many major cities around the world and the death of some major superheroes. Levy showed just how powerful he could be. As long as Invincible can't catch him, he is safe. Unfortunately, once Invincible got the hang of Armstrong's powers, Levy was defeated twice, with the second time causing his death at the hands of Robot. Number 18, Bulletproof. Not only did Bulletproof replace Mark Grayson as Invincible when Mark was sick with the Scourge virus and casually convinced Mark's clients that he was on the same level as a Viltrumite, but Bulletproof was also a recurring member of the Guardians of the Globe, the first call-to-action superhero team of Earth, giving him plenty of experience fighting all kinds of huge-scale threats. Bulletproof also accidentally kills his father by grabbing him too hard, showing just how strong his powers are against a standard human. Although Bulletproof is permanently injured when the Immortal blows off a bomb right next to him, showing that Bulletproof might not be as indestructible as originally thought. Number 17, Dr. Seismic. Although this generic and exaggerated supervillain may come across as a bit of a goofball, his power set and allies are not to be messed with. Seismic's abilities not only pack a punch, but with his communication skills with the Magmites, a species of giant underground insects, Seismic is able to incapacitate every major superhero around the world within a day, causing a backup squad sent by Cecil Stedman to rescue them. Although Dr. Seismic was eventually upgraded with a lava monster transformation, he was also permanently defeated after Robot slaughtered him and his army with his takeover of Earth. Number 16, Dinosaurus. Easily one of the smartest characters in Invincible, Dinosaurus proved his worth and power status by always being multiple steps ahead of his opponents and causing world-shattering destruction. Also, the fact he is a giant sentient dinosaur with super strength and sharp bones makes him a force to be reckoned with. The only weakness he has is that he's not always Dinosaurus, as he does frequently transform back into David Anders, a standard civilian, similar to Hulk turning back into Bruce Banner when he's not in attack mode. Dinosaurus's eventual defeat actually comes at his own call when he realizes he's actually on a path of destruction. Dinosaurus originally saw himself as a hero trying to help the world, so Dinosaurus asks Invincible to murder him, knowing he otherwise cannot be stopped. Number 15, Monster Girl. Given the curse of the Monster Girl transformation, Amanda has the ability to Hulk out into the Monster Girl beast, but at the cost of her age. Every transformation she uses ages her backwards, but the younger she is, the stronger the beast. The Monster Girl beast mode is extremely strong and hard to kill. Luckily for Amanda's opponents, she's usually around her 20s, so her strength evens out. But an alternate timeline Monster Girl is shown transforming as a baby into a Godzilla-sized monster that even scans Viltrumites, the strongest race in the galaxy, showing just how truly powerful she can be in her younger age. Number 14, Tech Jacket. Although just a teenager, Zach Thompson has gone toe-to-toe with armies of Viltrumites with his access to the most powerful weapons in the universe, keeping him alive with them being a permanently bonded supersuit on his body. Zach's lack of integrity and younger age are definitely his weakness when fighting stronger and older foes, but his creatively overpowered Tech Jacket suit that can form any weapon or defense system keep him alive when facing some of the strongest beings in the universe. The loading repair system can put him out of action for a few seconds, but once he gets the hang of what weapons damage what foes, Tech Jacket is a true help to whatever superhero team he joins. Number 13, Space Racer. Not only does Space Racer own and solely operate the strongest gun in the universe that fires lengthy, indestructible blasts that pierce through anything and kill anyone, but his indestructible hover bike can also travel at extremely fast speeds. Space Racer's main weakness, however, is that without his gun and bike, he's very easily bested. Luckily, the gun automatically returns to Space Racer if an opponent attempts to steal it, but if you can disarm Space Racer like Omni-Man did and leave his weapon be, he is definitely able to be beaten. Space Racer's age and alien origins do give him the knowledge and experience to defeat most enemies, as long as they aren't smart enough to strategize a way to beat him before he shoots them first. Number 12, the Immortal. Quite possibly the character that has taken the hardest physical hits, yet continues to heal on and live another day on this list. The Immortal continues to live up to his name every single time he is killed, yet finds a way to always return. His power of super strength, flight, infinite healing, and an older age with generations of knowledge make him an incredible leader and heavy hitter for the Guardians of the Globe. It's more his mental state and being so old and witnessing so much death that has let him down in his superhero career. And as strong as he is, his powers are nowhere near the level of a Viltrumite. Number 11, Oliver Grayson. Easily one of the strongest children in the series, who gains his Viltrumite powers at a younger age, wiping out the Mauler twin supervillains like they are nothing in his first real fight. Thanks to his alien origins, Oliver's incredible knowledge can also allow him to remember everything from his life, recalling anything that has ever happened to him. Oliver's overconfidence in his high-level powers would lead to his downfall, however, as he was almost killed several times in battle by underestimating overpowered enemies, causing him to need robotic replacements on several parts of his body. Unfortunately, this overconfidence would also get Oliver eventually killed as an adult. While saving Mark's daughter, Oliver attacks Thragg, the leader of the evil Viltrumites, who is a lot stronger than him, as Oliver loses the battle with his life. Number 10, Anissa. Anissa's overpowered abilities of super strength, speed, flight, and invincibility, mixed with her military background and intelligent battle strategies, make her easily the strongest female Viltrumite in the series. Not only was Anissa able to kill giant monsters with a single blow to show just how quickly she can end a fight, but after all of Invincible's training, Anissa still bested him in every encounter, to the point where she was able to force herself onto him to conceive a child. Anissa's hardened military attitude would eventually be broken down, however, when she married a human man and started a family on Earth, causing Anissa to learn to love and grow a conscience. This new attitude would cause Anissa to unintentionally sacrifice herself in helping Adam Eve within the final battle of the Viltrumites, which got her killed. Number 9, Mohawk Mark Invincible. When Armstrong Levy betrays the surviving variants of Invincible during the end of the Invincible War by banishing them to a deserted reality, the remaining Invincible variants were left in the Wasteland dimension for so long, they decided to attack and eat each other to stay alive. Mohawk Mark managed to team up with multiple Marks until he was the last one standing, proving he was the strongest out of the abandoned Invincibles, and found a way home when the main Invincible came back for him. Mohawk Mark was not only the Viltrumite Emperor in his dimension, but also tortured and studied Armstrong to get his revenge. Mohawk Mark was eventually defeated when he dropped his guard around the main Invincible, and Robot took that advantage to attack and kill Mohawk Mark with a high-pitched frequency and digestible bomb. Number 8, Robot. Robot's insane power scaling throughout the series escalated so quickly he went from the leader of the team, a secondary superhero team, to literally the ruler of Earth within a matter of volumes. Not only is Robot the smartest character in all of Invincible, finding weaknesses and ways to defeat every character he encounters, but after spending over 700 years in an alternate dimension, building his highly intelligent, strategic, and manipulative look on life, he was able to gain the trust of almost everyone on Earth, even after killing main superheroes and villains to get his play at peace across. Robot believed himself to be the ultimate hero and savior of Earth, no matter the costs, and those costs would eventually lead to his defeat, as a rebellion of non-supporters led by Invincible staged an attack to pull Robot from power in taking over Earth. Although Robot was too smart to be killed, he was eventually restricted to just his brain being a strategic tool to help the new leaders of Earth. Number 7, Atom Eve. If Atom Eve didn't have her mental power blocks that stop her from using her full abilities all the time, she would easily be on the top of this list. Atom Eve's incredibly unique and limitless power of molecular manipulation allows Eve to create hard-hitting abilities out of thin air and shapeshift items into anything. The government knew how strong she was when creating her powers, so locked her full abilities away behind a mental block unless she is killed or in deep distress. Atom Eve might not be as strong or as fast as a Viltrumite, but her creative use of powers and the medical side of her abilities allow her to be the ultimate team player. As long as her toughest foes don't accidentally kill her and suffer the strength of her full abilities, they might stand a chance. Eve is also completely immortal, as where when she dies of old age, her abilities reform her back into a prime state of body, putting her back into her 20s. Number 6, Conquest. By far the most savage battle enthusiast brawler of the Viltrumites. Conquest seeks out a fight wherever he can, punching first and asking questions later. Conquest's military background, combat knowledge, and relentless seek for violence make him an insanely high-level threat that needs to be killed to be stopped. Conquest beat Invincible within an inch of his life upon 2 separate occasions, and only lost the first time because he killed Atom Eve and took a blast from her full power when she returned, and was beaten almost to death by Mark. The second time, Mark knew how much of a threat Conquest was, so dealt with him immediately after seeing him on the battlefield, driving him into a planet and suffocating him to death, but not before Conquest drove his hand straight through Mark, gutting him and almost killing him. Number 5, Omni-Man. The father of the main character himself, Invincible, Nolan Grayson's Omni-Man proves himself as not only one of the strongest, smartest, and strategic Viltrumites to ever live, but also carries the responsibilities of Emperor for a time being. Omni-Man not only wiped out the Guardians of the Globe, beat Invincible within an inch of his life, and proved to be the strongest superhero on Earth, but he also traveled the galaxy to find every weakness of the Viltrumites for the coming battles he would have with them. Omni-Man was the first introduction we had to how powerful Viltrumites could be, and stood strong as one of the greatest throughout the entire series. Unfortunately, the pure hatred that Thragg had against Omni-Man for stealing his role as Emperor caused the eventual death of Nolan, as Thragg chopped him in half in their final battle, and Omni-Man would later succumb to his wounds not long after that fight. Number 4, Battle Beast. The ultimate alien killing machine, Battle Beast was born with a taste and curse for battle, as he tried to find a worthy opponent to best him in a fight. Being one of the strongest, sadistic, and strategic fighters in the galaxy, finding an adversary was no easy task. Battle Beast beat all of Earth's heroes, including Invincible, with ease, and continued his quest to find a worthy fighter by joining the Viltrumite War, hoping a stronger Viltrumite might meet the challenge. Thragg beat Battle Beast within a space fight, but both of them survived. After recovering from the Viltrumite War, Battle Beast now had his target and tracked down Thragg's new whereabouts. Battle Beast attacked Thragg on his new home planet, and after Thragg was injured by someone else, Battle Beast injured himself in the same way to even the playing field. Battle Beast and Thragg fought for multiple days back to back, destroying cities all over the planet until Thragg finally got the upper hand and ripped out Battle Beast's heart and killed him. If Battle Beast didn't intentionally injure himself at the beginning of this battle, he very well could have won this final fight. Number 3, Alan the Alien. Built in a breeding camp to be one of the strongest warriors in the universe, Alan the Alien is trained, studied, and enhanced as a child, giving him the exceptional abilities of super strength, speed, flight, and combat knowledge. Alan's strongest ability, however, is the ability to come back stronger from every time he dies. Alan has been killed multiple times in battle, and after a recovery state, comes back bigger, faster, and stronger every time. Alan levels up and gets so strong, in fact, that he eventually punches straight through Viltrumites, the strongest race in the galaxy. Alan's smart battle strategies and charismatic likability make him many friends across the galaxy, but after he is given the title and responsibilities of leader of the coalition of planets, his job takes up almost all of his time. Number 2, Invincible. The main man himself, Mark Grayson's Invincible, pushes his name to the absolute limit in taking every single type of physical and mental damage he possibly can, but still pushing through to find a way to come out on top. Mark has been beaten within an inch of his life on multiple occasions from stronger enemies than himself, and has gone through extensive mental breakdowns while pushing through his thought process and scattered mental states. Invincible's personal experiences and chaotic battles molded him into the man he became, and although he survived some of the strongest hits in the comics in breaking almost all of his bones, being gutted, being ripped in half, being infected with a power-depleting virus, and being roasted alive by the sun, Mark has always bounced back with the help of his family, friends, and by pushing through himself. Mark's mental state also takes a hit throughout the entire series, as he is constantly struggling with and trying to be a superhero when every other version of him ended up being a super villain. Mark also has complicated relationships with everyone, even those closer to him, as they constantly clash with ultimatums for results. Mark has easily come back from the hardest hits in the series, and by the end of the series, he is the strongest character, but for the main story, number 1, Thragg. Now, I've mentioned this absolute unit of a Viltrumite a couple of times already, as he is responsible for a lot of main character deaths and destructions of planets. Thragg was bred to be the strongest and most ruthless Viltrumite in the galaxy, and in being the main antagonist of the series, it really shows. Thragg not only intimidates his enemies with his words and presence alone, but once he starts fighting with his strategic mindset and aggressive combat style, characters are taken out with minimal hits. Thragg wins every brawl he has put in, and only lost in his final fight because he was fighting on the sun against Invincible with the aid of Robot, and Invincible would have died with him if Alan hadn't flown in at the last minute to save Mark. Thragg's enemies have only ever survived with the help of others, but if anyone is to have a one-on-one with him, they would lose every time, as shown with all the overpowered main characters Thragg has killed, like Thaddeus, Battle Beast, Oliver, and Omni-Man. Thank you for watching my video ranking the strongest main characters in the Invincible comics. I know this is an argumentative subject from all the research I did in creating this list, so absolutely feel free to comment down below who you think the strongest characters in Invincible are, and let's discuss it all together. If you enjoyed this content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.